GTA Math, what is up? Today I wanted to go over a concept called multiplying variables. It's something that's very commonly used as you progress through your algebra journey, whether you're going into calculus, past calculus, beginning algebra, intermediate. Definitely a concept you gotta get comfortable with. So I wanted to go over some simple and more straightforward examples you would see commonly in a math class. So here we have x times x. When you see these x's or these variables, it's really just like saying x to the first power and then x to the first power. So I'm going to rewrite it. I'm going to write x to the first times, this probably look, x to the first times x to the first. And when you multiply variables, there's a rule, and I'm going to explain it. When you have like variables, you add these two things together when you're multiplying. So then it becomes x to the 2n. But we're not going to complicate it. We're going to keep it simple. So let's keep grooving. So we got x to the first times x to the first. So we really have x, the exponent for both of these is 1. So we have 1 plus 1. And that's going to equal x squared. If only that rectangle could be cement. Yeah, whatever. So let's do the next problem. Here we have x cubed, and then we have an x to the 5th. So we know that x is going to stay. And then we're going to add 3. And we're going to add 5. So 3 plus 5 is 8. Our x is going to stay the same. So we're going to keep this here. It's going to be x. And then our new exponent is going to be 8. So if you can tell, in a situation like this, as long as we keep the x value in the front, we're just adding the two exponents together. So this next one's a little different. There's more steps to it. I want to use a cooler color. So I'm going to go purple. I haven't used purple. Excuse me. So I don't know how far you've progressed in math, but we're going to actually distribute this 2 into each of these terms. So we're going to do this in pieces, just so nobody's overwhelmed and we can make sure this is a straightforward thing. So let's just start first by multiplying the coefficients. Coefficients are the numbers that are in front of variables. So there's 2, the 4, and the 3. So we're going to first start by saying, what's 2 times 4? That's going to be 8. What's 2? Only my computer will work with me. And then what's 2 times negative 3? That's going to be negative 6. Now we're going to focus on the actual exponents. So the rule is going to stay the same. Since we see an x, we're going to add the exponents together after we multiply. but we already multiplied the coefficients. That's why we have an 8 and a negative 6. Now we're going to take this x and we're going to multiply it by this other x, and that's going to give us x squared. And then we're going to take this x and multiply it by negative 3, and that's going to give us, well, I think I could have said that better, but we're going to just have x. So I did it in pieces, just because if you're new to seeing this, it might be overwhelming, but this is probably the more simple approach to it. So we multiplied the 2 by the 4, that gave us 8. The 2 by the negative 3, that gave us negative 6. Then we multiplied the x by this x, and that gave us x squared. And then we multiplied the x times what later became negative 6, and then we got this. So when you multiply variables, all you're doing is adding the exponents together if they are the same. And this only works if you're dealing with the same variables. And I should have stressed that more in the very beginning. But once again, thanks for joining, tuning in. Hopefully this content helped. And let's learn, love, and grow together on this channel. Thanks for joining in, guys.